helped me get things set up here and make the best of this situation. So, fellows, thanks a lot for always being there to help when we need you. In the audience, we have some council members with us. Brian Jones, council member, Rock Hall. Susan Francis, councilwoman from Rock Hall. And Vice Mayor Butch Price of Rock Hall. From the Board of Education, we have Brian Kirby, the President of the Board of Education, and Brian Williams seated next to him. No one else have missed, did we, Brian?
We sent the best.
I'd say the best. No question about it. Also in the audience, we have Miss Loretta Lodge from the Chamber of Commerce. Loretta, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate you coming. Robin Karowski over here to my right is a business association member for the town of Rock Hall, and her husband Ed, a real part of Rock Hall. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. All others in attendance, we have Shola Akinmeji. Shola, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. He is the project. Tell me again, Shola.
Just the electrical engineer.
Yes, there you go. Thank you very much. Glenn Eichenbrand, supervisor, supervising engineer for Delmarva Power. Glenn, where you at? There you go. Thank you very much. Mike Florini, seated next to him, an attorney who done some work on this purchase agreement, and we appreciate Mike's help all the time. I also want to give a special thanks to two people I've worked closely with on this project. Rob Bustler, who is not able to be here today from Standard Solar, but Rob's sort of been my contact person, and from the county and even with the town. You know, a project like this, there's a lot of things, little things that come up from time to time that you have to get the answers to, and Rob has been great with that, great to work with. And from Washington Gas Energy Systems, Nate Greenberg, who you'll hear more from. But also in the audience, we have John Brandon. John, where are you at? John is the foreman of this project who made this turn out to be what it is today, and we appreciate it. Great guy to work with. They couldn't have a better man at the helm here, and we appreciate your hard work. These people have been great to work with, and we look forward to a long partnership for years to come. This project is the triple crown of solar projects. Over the last few months, we've dedicated 3 solar arrays in Kent County, including those at Wharton, Kennedyville, and now at Rock Hall. So welcome to today's ribbon cutting for one of the largest solar arrays in one of the smallest towns in Maryland. We like to say Rock Hall is the pearl of the Chesapeake, and today we're keeping with our tradition of taking good care of our environment and maximizing our local assets. Home to fairs and festivals throughout the year, this solar array will be an example of environmental stewardship to people from near and far, as the fields of panels behind me here will provide green, renewable energy for 5 town facilities. The sewage treatment plant that is seated back behind here in the middle of that woods back there, the water plant on Liberty Street here in Rock Hall, Town Hall in Rock Hall, the Board of Ed building here in Rock Hall, and our Rock Hall Elementary School. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mayor Willis, who will tell you a bit more about the town and this great project we've undertaken, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Ronnie, and as well, I'd like to just take a moment and thank everybody for turning out. I won't go through the list of individuals, as Ronnie did mention, but Nate, we want to thank you and your team for being here. Tony, your team as well for coming out and being part of this special occasion for the town of Rock Hall. Brian, it's good to see you here representing the board, as there is a partnership with the Board of Education as well, and for the members of the business community. We're thankful to see everybody. The town council, I want to give a lot of credit to this group. This project was only put before us, it seems like a short time ago. And today, here we are with a solar field behind us that not only reflects a financial gain to our budget, but it shows the good stewardship that the town of Rock Hall looks at with the environment. The conversation, what I'd like to discuss today is the town, like many towns today, are faced with great financial challenges. This board that came in only a couple years ago, myself included as mayor, we were faced with severe cuts to our budget. For years and years, municipalities and counties from all around enjoyed revenues such as highway user funds, which are dollars that are generated by your roads that are in your town, monies that should come back to your towns. Today, we don't have the luxuries of being able to have those monies, although the tax is still in place. It just doesn't come back to the towns as we would hope to see. There were revenues that came from the county that we today are as well without. They are seeing the same effects. So what we see today is a position for the town to be very much a sustainable community. And when this opportunity was presented to us by Washington Gas in conjunction with Standard Solar, we really saw this as an opportunity to help Rock Hall overcome the expenses that we still have to incur as the revenues continue to fall. So today, I think this is a very rewarding project for the town. This has been a partnership that we have found to be really without any great hurdles to overcome. This group that we have worked with has been just professional. Their work to our town has been one that we can say this is a project that we look at and we're proud by the workmanship that they've put forth. Ronnie, his dedication and his continual coordinating with this group to make what we have today has really put Rock Hall in a better place. So on behalf of the town of Rock Hall, I can say that we're very pleased to embark on a long-term relationship with you guys. We are proud to know that this is the first, as I understood today, the first municipality on the Eastern Shores that has undertaken a project of this type. And we're proud of it, and we enjoy this long-term relationship that we're about to embark on. And again, we're very thankful. So with that, I'll put it over to these two gentlemen.
Now let me introduce the CEO of Standard Solar, Mr. Tony Clifford.
Thanks, Ron. It's great to be here today, and I'd like to first thank Mayor Willis for hosting the event. And I've been to Rock Hall several times in the past few years, usually just going out onto the bay for rockfish. So, and I love to do that, and I think having a large solar array here is going to make for a great excuse to make more trips like that in the coming years. But what I really want to talk about today is to thank Mayor Willis, County Commissioner Fithian, and the other town and county officials who had the vision to make this solar project a reality. Now, this array is an aggregate net metered solar system. And what that means is that the output from this array can be used to provide power to and to offset the cost of grid supplied power at multiple locations that are owned by the same entity. And the entity in this case is, Kent County and Rock Hall. Now, Standard Solar was involved in getting this legislation passed in Annapolis to allow for aggregate net metering. And prior to the passage of the legislation, the output of a net metered solar array could only be used to offset grid supplied electricity from 1 meter at one location. And then the solar array had to be at that location. Now, obviously, as you've heard, this system is providing power for 5 locations in the city of Rock Hall. Now, you don't need a PhD in economics to figure out that building a large solar array in one location is less expensive than building 3 or 4 smaller ones if you're serving multiple electrical loads in relatively close proximity. But once we got the legislation passed, we knew that aggregate net metering could be great for a variety of customer types, including state and local government entities. Now, there are 23 counties and the city of Baltimore, in Maryland that could take advantage of this. And I can tell you that not all of them had the vision to move quickly to take advantage of the economic and environmental opportunity that's offered by solar energy. Some local officials are leaders and some are followers. And I'm thankful that the people of Rock Hall and Kent County had the vision to elect leaders like Robert Willis and Ron Fithian. And I'm hopeful that other counties in the state will follow the lead of Kent County. Thank you.
It's now my real pleasure to present to you the Business Development Manager for Washington Energy Services, Mr. Nate Greenberg.
About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point, Rob Bussler and I actually came out and spoke in front of a town hall meeting here at Rock Hall. We spoke to the council, we spoke to Ronnie, we spoke to Mayor Robert Willis, and it's amazingly gratifying to actually be here now and to see the results of what we had proposed that day. Really a pleasure to be here today to represent WGL Holdings and Washington Gas Energy Systems. Our company, WGL Holdings, is actually a 164-year-old company. We were founded in 1848 to light the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and we hope to be here for another 164 years. So to that end, about 3 years ago, under the leadership of our chairman, Terry McAllister, we made a conscious shift. We made a decision that we needed to diversify our overall energy portfolio and expand our clean energy offerings to our customers. We thought that one of the best ways we could do that was by owning and operating clean, renewable generating assets, much like the one that you see here behind us today. So I'm really happy today to be able to report that over the last 3 years, we've invested more than $90 million into the development and financing of commercial solar generation nationwide, not just what you see here in Maryland, but from New Mexico up to Massachusetts, south of here. And of that $90 million, about $40 million of it has been spent right here in Maryland, including the 3 projects that Ronnie had mentioned earlier, Wharton, Kennedyville, and now the Rock Hall project right here in Kent County. As of September 2012, we've got about 25 megawatts total under contract nationwide. This includes projects that we've done here in Maryland at Purdue Farms, Anne Arundel Community College, Chimes International up in Baltimore, and at public schools in Dorchester, Kent, and Caroline counties. And these investments have really been made possible by having 3 important stakeholders working together. In this case, it starts with the elected officials of Rock Hall and Kent County and their vision and their foresight to envision something such as this going right here in their own backyard. The state of Maryland, which implemented policies that support private corporations investing in clean and renewable energy solutions. And of course our partners at Standard Solar, who not only built this, but were instrumental in helping us develop this and eventually get it on the ground here. By way of the power purchase agreement that my company has with Rock Hall, this PV system was constructed here with no capital investment from Rock Hall. That PPA and the use of the aggregate net metering, which Tony spoke a little bit to, Rock Hall is able to buy back the power for this array over its lifetime and use it to power 5 different buildings and facilities right here in town. In fact, this array itself will actually provide almost 75% of the power to those 5 buildings and facilities, which is pretty tremendous for Maryland's Pearl here on the eastern shore. So with that said, I'm getting to the last paragraph here in my speech, but I did want to take time to actually thank 3 people which we haven't thanked yet, and they're all here today. And 2 of them are CJ Colavito with Standard Solar and Mike Forlini. These 2 guys were actually really instrumental with going in front of the Public Service Commission and getting them to push these aggregate net metering policies forward, which is what the town and the county here is able to take advantage of. Without those 2 guys, this probably wouldn't be here today. And the third is one of my own guys, Mike Fahey, our project manager, who had the unenviable task of managing not only this project, but the other projects in Kent County, basically everything we've done over the last 3 years. He's been on planes, he's been on trains, he's been in cars, going around and making sure that these get built as Standard Solar said they would. So a big thanks from me to all those 3 guys. And with that said, it's my honor again to thank the mayor and the town council, the county commissioners, and the citizens of Rock Hall for being great environmental stewards and our partners in this for the long run. Thank you.
Now comes the event. We want to have a ribbon cutting, and Mayor Willis and Tony and Nate, if you could join in there, and the town council, some of the board members, if you'd like to, those of you that would like to participate. I think we have a pair of scissors. Bob, can you take pictures? A large pair. Yes, a large pair of scissors.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You're Robin, right?
Yes, I am.
You're Honey's daughter.
I am.
I finally figured that out.
You guys. Right?
That's right. Yeah, I just can't do what I did over the emails here in person.
Yes.
Oh, okay. How do you physically verify?
That's the one thing.
And everybody has to look this way for a second. Everybody has to look this way for a second. We're good. Don't get your fingers caught.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you very much. Great
Thanks, Ronnie.
To show the thanks, guys. But we're trying to figure out how.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could all.